On the app?
Yeah. McDonald's app that has deals. No,
McDonald's.
listen, I learned about him. He's doing Travis. He's doing the live stream.
Travis Johnson.
Oh. Here. Do we need to call? Play another song.
You saw him some bro?
Let me tell you what I was shooting for. I was young and no control is who dies, who tells your story. President Jefferson, I give him this. His financial system is a work of genius. I couldn't undo it if I tried. And I tried. Who dies, who tells your story. President Jefferson, he took our country now. That one will come on. The other one will not.
Wait, hold on.
That one's fun.
Every other founding father story gets told. Every other
You
founding
get me
father.
in.
Hamilton? Was oh no. Hello? Jeans. What do you mean what kind? Jeans? Yeah, blue jeans. No. I'm working. I'm switching the live switching, if you will.
I'm waiting on the sound.
Oh, I know. I ain't got any other ones. Tight. Tighter. They are.
Let me give that.
David, am I good? I gotta go. Did you wash the rice up, sure? Okay, go. Bye. Hello? Okay.
Oh well.
Question.
Well.
So, we're the most talkative people.
These microphones are that easy.
Okay. I was like,
We get a signal.
Okay.
We get a
I was
signal
like,
from really.
Listen, I don't know how long I can be
kidding?
quiet.
Can we get a signal sometime soon?
Bro, are they allowed? So then they don't hear
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
Where do the graduates sit?
The front rows, the graduates.
Is there really not that many?
I'm about to say, it must not be.
No, see where the people are sitting right there? In the front, in the first row.
Oh, there's
there?
space.
Yeah, there's space there. The graduates sit in front of that.
Ah.
The faculty sit in front of, in this section over there.
I see.
So no pressure or anything, but you're about, Julia, no pressure or anything, but there are about 600 or 700 people watching the broadcast over there.
Where?
So they can hear me right now?
Oh.
Because we're live.
Yeah.
They can hear us? So when does, when do you do, listen, when do we do camera 2? When does that happen?
Let's go to audio. I'm going to answer your question.
Wait.
There you go. What the fuck was that?
And
It's all good. There you go. I saw the camera and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
It's big.
Yeah.
and glory. We praise you for the gift of life, the gift of love, the gift of learning. On this day of celebration, we give you thanks for teachers who inspire, for friends who encourage, and for the nurturing love of family. Bless these graduates. Guide them in their decisions. Strengthen them in adversity. Empower them to use their gifts and talents to serve you in all they do. Send your Spirit upon us all and fill us with your love, that the whole world may know your generosity, your goodness, and your grace. In your holy name we pray. Amen. I invite you to be seated.
Well, here we are at Bulldog Stadium, and it's football weather, so we might as well kick off. It is my privilege as president of Texas Lutheran University to welcome you to commencement ceremonies for the class of 2019. I always known that Bulldog Stadium would come in handy for more than just football and track and field, but I never expected it to be the site of commencement. Now I'm glad we spent that extra $2 million on drainage 5 years ago. But best of all, we have room for everyone, and I'm pretty certain this is a record crowd for TLU commencements. Graduates, tonight we celebrate your hard work and perseverance that have culminated in your admission to candidacy for a baccalaureate or master's degree. You should be proud of earning a degree from this university, but you did not get here entirely on your own. Each of you owes a debt to a professor or a coach or a staff person who mentored, encouraged, challenged you to do more than you thought you were capable of. This is their night as well, so let's acknowledge and thank the faculty and staff of Texas Lutheran University. Your family was the foundation of your success. They accepted many sacrifices so that you could study at a prestigious private university. Commencement is one of the best family celebrations, and we welcome your parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Graduates, let's give your families a great ovation. Of course, no one would be here tonight were it not for the generations that came before us. The faculty and students who built this university and carried it through lean times, and alumni and friends who've donated generously to build this campus, and fund scholarships that have made it possible for you to attend. All of those resources are ultimately the responsibility of our Board of Regents, whose leadership and vision has guided TLU to 122 commencements. Representing the Board of Regents tonight are Chair of the Board, Louis Westerman, Glenn Bloomquist, Mike Washington, and Dave Sather. Welcome alumni, and thank you, Regents. And we also certainly want to acknowledge the dedication of our facility staff who battled the rain and the wind all week to set this stage and make our campus look its best. They deliver that effort every day. So let's show our appreciation to the TLU facilities and grounds crew. Thanks, guys. It is a personal privilege for me to introduce tonight's commencement speaker, Mr. Blair Labatt, Dr. Labatt to be precise. I am proud that an individual of his accomplishments and breadth of knowledge agreed to address our graduates. He is an entrepreneur and a scholar. I won't repeat all you can read about Blair in his bio printed in the program. I would only note that those few paragraphs do not do him justice. Surely no person in the U.S. can match his record of success in academia and business, earning a BA at Princeton, study at Oxford, and a PhD in English from the University of Virginia. followed by growing his company, Labatt Food Service, by 8,500%. Blair Labatt's life exemplifies the ideals of this university: the power of liberal arts to prepare leaders, to raise the quality of life for others through commerce and the arts. Blair is the chair and the driving force behind the rising San Antonio Opera, and we are grateful that he's missing the first act tonight's performance of Faust. He and his wife Barbara are generous benefactors of the arts. It is a family affair with Labatt's. His wife Barbara is an accomplished musician, and his daughter a professor of art history at Sweetbriar College. Blair appreciates higher education, and he understands what we are about at TLU, and he is a great friend and supporter. He served on our Board of Regents from 1991 to 1999. He made a significant gift to the Carolyn Weston Center, naming the Strings Rehearsal Hall in honor of Barbara and their longtime friendship with the Weston family. He also is a supporter of Bulldog Athletics and gave generously to the Jim Schuler Memorial Gym renovation last year. But perhaps his most meaningful affirmation of what we do here has been the dozens of our graduates that Blair has hired into his company. I am honored that such an accomplished Renaissance man, whose life so well exemplifies the ideals of this university, agreed to deliver the address at my final commencement. Let us welcome him and show our appreciation for all he has done to support Texas Lutheran University. Blair.
Thank you, President Dorsey. It's an honor to be surrounded by so many students and supporters of Texas Lutheran. Of course, that's not unusual for me. I'm surrounded every day by 22 Texas Lutheran alums that work with me at Labatt Food Service, some of them for up to 40 years. So I feel that in a way, I already know you. Congratulations to the class of 2019. You've earned your degree, and you should be proud. At the same time, you've received a great gift: the years of support from your families, the discipline and guidance from teachers and coaches, the camaraderie of friends, the time given to you to be in this happy and peaceful place, and especially during these special years under the wise and positive leadership of President Stuart Dorsey. A great president leaves his mark. Just as one big example, long after we have moved on, the Weston Music Building will be here to make great music possible for the students and the neighbors of Texas Lutheran because of President Dorsey. You probably never think about it, students, but while maybe you're getting ready for a statistics test, the president is out banging on doors asking people to help make his vision for the college a reality. And only because of that does a fabulous building get built or a whole new program get started. You have been blessed. As you know, it's customary to ask some old person to come to graduation to offer a few words about what it means and what comes next. I graduated from college with the class of 1969, exactly 50 years ago, before there was even a thought of a personal computer or a cell phone. The big record, it was an LP record, was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. One of the lyrics on that album was, "Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Fortunately, she still does. Although we blew past 64 a few years ago. And so I am fully qualified to be the old guy. And I'm here fully aware that I'm delaying the celebration and standing between you and the beer. So be gentle with me. And let me tell you about my hopes for you. You have been given a great gift, but every gift confers a responsibility. To whom much is given, of him much shall be required. What might you be expected to do with your gift? My hope for you is that you will be builders. An old Protestant hymn goes, "We would be building temples yet undone." You will build families. You will build companies. You will build churches. You will build nonprofits that help people. You will lead. But I have two particular ways I'd like to ask you to build. First, build your school. That doesn't mean just root for the sports teams. Of course, you will do that. But there needs to be more. Colleges have to be continually rebuilt. Every 4 years, the student population completely turns over. Faculty retire. President Dorsey will not be here. That kind of change means that you can never take your school for granted. Every year, 15 small colleges across the country close their doors. Professor Clayton Christensen of the Harvard Business School predicts that half of all U.S. colleges and universities will close or go bankrupt in the next decade. There may be more and more young people wanting to go to college, but the declining birth rate in our country actually means there will be 650,000 fewer college-age Americans to fill colleges in the 2020s. Last week, I heard a top executive at the University of Virginia say that the small college model cannot compete in the future. It's your job to make sure that is not true. Very likely today, you're leaving knowing that you have to deal with student loans. But after you do deal with them, remember to focus on the fact that a degree costs the college more to deliver than tuition can cover. Colleges depend on philanthropy to survive. Over your lifetime, Texas Lutheran will need what you can give it. You will need to give it more than just money. You will have to stay closely connected to be sure that wise governance happens, that the college is continually repeopled with great presidents and great faculty. You will have to be looking for great possible students and helping tell the story of Texas Lutheran so that they will want to come here. Build and rebuild Texas Lutheran for your children and for the children of people you don't know who need the life-changing gift that you have received here. There's a second thing that I'm going to especially urge you to build. Build yourself. What I mean by building yourself is not just using your education, but continuing your education. I'm not talking here about your business education or your technical education, but education that grows you as a human being. I'd like to share a concept with you. It comes from a great English poet, Matthew Arnold, writing in 1864. The concept is the best that has been said or thought. Arnold's idea is that we should be pursuing the knowledge of and the experience of the best. So, following Matthew Arnold, I would challenge you to read the best that has been said or thought. Great books are the light of our civilization. They are the light by which the human species has sought to know itself. And this may surprise you, but for me, of all the greatest books, the ones that have made the biggest difference have been the great novels. What is it that novels can give you? Aren't they just novels? There are lots of people who say, I never read fiction. In 1803, the young Jane Austen, who was still a long way from being known as one of the greatest writers ever, took on the voice of a narrator to have a word with just those people. And what are you reading, miss? Oh, it's only a novel, replies the young lady, while she lays down her book with affected indifference or momentary shame. It's only Cecilia or Camilla or Belinda, or in short, only some work in which the greatest powers of the mind are displayed, in which the most thorough knowledge of human nature, the happiest delineation of its varieties, the liveliest effusions of wit and humor are conveyed to the world in the best chosen language, close quote. Take that, says Jane Austen. So what can great novels give us? They give us stories. We human beings learn from stories, stories that we can generalize and apply to our own real life stories. A leader of a company has to be able to tell the stories that reflect the company's values, its proudest moments, and how it got started and grew. I assure you that when President Dorsey came to talk to me about the Weston Building, he had a story. And it was a good one and a true one. The stories in great novels give us people. They give us a chance to think about what other people are like, how they react and deal with each other. A novel works through hundreds of pages. It takes time. In other words, we live with these other people over the time of a novel. We get to know them, get to see them grow, change, succeed, fail. We know the people in stories better than most people we will ever get to know and observe so closely in real life. It's a strange paradox, but actually true, that by spending hundreds of pages with imaginary people, we are better equipped to understand real people. And if there's anything we need to understand in any line of work, it is people. We need to study people. The great novel slows down and makes us feel other people, what they do, what they say, and the things they do not do. The great novelists show what we are like as social creatures interacting with each other. But they also help us reach for the things people feel and cannot say. The great George Eliot writes in Middlemarch, "If we had a keen vision and feeling of all ordinary human life, it would be like hearing the grass grow and feeling the squirrel's heartbeat. And we would die of the roar that lies on the other side of silence. As it is, the quickest of us walk about well wadded with stupidity." The other side of silence. George Eliot sets the goal of understanding ordinary human life by removing the wadding from our ears and hearing through the silence. The great truth of all novels is that people are independent actors, because every human being is a separate person, unlike any other, with a will of his own. And as much as some people would like to control other people, they really can't do it. Being human is the ultimate form of diversity. I hope you will engage with these great books, these great works of the human spirit. I promise you, they will build you. The novels of Jane Austen, of Dickens, and George Eliot, and Conrad, Virginia Woolf, Balzac, Stendhal, and Proust, of Tolstoy and Dostoevsky, and the great Americans, Melville and Henry James, and Mark Twain, and William Faulkner. You may have barely had time to hear the names so far. Of course, you've been busy beyond belief getting a degree. You've had at the most only a chance to begin to know the best, but that's all right. It takes a lifetime to have time to even encounter the great stories. That's why education, real education, is always lifetime learning. The question is whether you will use your time to keep learning. We have so many basically trivial ways to use time to give us pleasure. Watching sports on TV, streaming movies, of course, checking our cell phones. Please make time to build yourself. Make time to read. The old spiritual says, you must walk that lonesome valley. You must walk it by yourself. There's an old saying that life is a valley of tears. In 1819, the great poet John Keats said, "No, life is not a vale of tears. It is a vale of soul making." I think everyone can understand what he means. That we are not fully ourselves, that we do not fully come alive until we have gone through the hard process of living, growing, learning. We are or must be building ourselves, making our souls. And we don't exactly have to walk the valley of soul making by ourselves. If we can take with us on our journey the wisdom and the insight of the best that has been said or thought. Why don't you take Dickens and Jane Austen with you through the valley of soul making? When I got out of college, I wanted nothing more than to read books like these. I went to England to read, and I became an English professor. Later, I got the chance to build a company with all those great TLU people. And now I had a place to really teach great stories and to tell stories of my own. I've never stopped reading, leading my people to read, or seeking to hire people who understand the value of reading. So, may all of you, throughout your lives, be great builders of yourselves and preservers and protectors of Texas Lutheran. May the memories of your years in this special place and the people you've met here remain with you and strengthen you every day of your life. And tonight, because of what you have already proved you are capable of accomplishing, may there be a great celebration. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kim Chandler, and I'm the class of 2002, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of the TLU Alumni Board. I am honored to be able to share this occasion with each of you and your families. Just 13 short months ago, I was speaking to all of you who received your senior rings, and to think that I told you, hang on tight, the last year will fly by, and here we are today. I was sitting in your same seat 17 years ago. It seems like it was just yesterday, but the numbers don't lie. I hope that your short 4 or 5 years has been memorable. I hope that you've made friendships and memories that will last a lifetime. I know that I did. I can promise you that TLU will leave an imprint on your heart and will set you up for a very successful future. When you leave this campus for the last time as a senior, I hope that you continue to come back as an alumni for the years to come. Some of my greatest times now are bringing my kids back to campus and, of course, having them sport their TLU gear. My dad was a 1971 alum, and he brought my sister and I here so many times when we were kids that I felt like it was home at a very young age. Know that the relationships that you have made with the faculty and staff will also last a lifetime. You will always have your relationships here at TLU to fall back on when you need them. As you go out into the real world, others are going to start to ask you, where did you go to school? I hope that you proudly tell them Texas Lutheran, and when you do, you will be shocked at how many people know about our little school. TLU can seem so small, tucked away in Seguin, Texas, but outside of this campus, people know about TLU. They know about it because of you and the alumni before you. You are soon to be the face of TLU, and I am certain that you will shock the real world with all of your gifts. As you walk across this stage very shortly, I am sure that each of you will be overcome with excitement and pride. Remember what got you here. Your hard work, your determination, your drive, your faith, your families, and most importantly, you. You made the decision to further your education and you've done it. Congratulations. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your family that supported you, and be 110% proud to be a Bulldog. Congratulations to each of you and every one of you, and I welcome you to the TLU alumni family. I hope to see you at alumni events to come, and God bless.
Will the Vice President for Academic Affairs please present the candidates for degrees?
Will the candidates for the Master of Accountancy degree, the Master of Athletic Training degree, or the Master of Science degree please rise? Mr. President, those persons whose names appear on the program under the appropriate headings have satisfied the requirements of that degree during the academic year. On behalf of the faculty, I recommend that each be granted this degree. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree, the Bachelor of Business Administration degree, the Bachelor of Music degree, the Bachelor of Science degree, or the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree please rise? Mr. President, those persons whose names appear on the program under the appropriate headings have satisfied the requirements for those degrees during the academic year. And on behalf of the faculty, I recommend that each be granted the appropriate degree.
Then by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the Articles of Incorporation and bylaws of Texas Lutheran University, upon recommendation of the faculty and with the approbation of the Board of Regents, I confer the degree of Master of Accountancy, the degree of Master of Athletic Training, the degree of Master of Science, the degree of Bachelor of Arts, the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration, the degree of Bachelor of Music, the degree of Bachelor of Science, or the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing upon the students who have completed the requirements for their respective degrees, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. In testimony thereof, I will give to each a diploma and direct that they present themselves.
Professional photographs are being taken as the diplomas are received. However, you are welcome to take your own photographs. We only ask that you do not block the aisles as the graduates return to their seats. Those candidates will please present themselves as their names are called. For the Master of Accountancy, Raul Busillos. Caitlin Ann Cost, magna cum laude. Eduardo Favata Jr., cum laude. Brandon Isaiah Garcia. Courtney Page Groves, summa cum laude. Kylie Sokgek Hoare, magna cum laude. Connor Matthew James, magna cum laude. Bryce Monroe Johnson. Sierra Noel Caco, summa cum laude. Travis Cole Koenig, summa cum laude. Benjamin Philip Marvin. Lindsay Allison Mills. Brittany Leanne Moore. Courtney Nicole Moore, magna cum laude. John Riley Schaefer, summa cum laude. Kaylee Catherine Abigail Willis, summa cum laude. And Charles Edward Wright in absentia. For the Masters of Athletic Training, Joshua Ray Jaime, magna cum laude. Brittany Smithley, summa cum laude. Alexis Maxine Soto, cum laude. Derica Danae Stewart, cum laude. For the Master of Science, Keaton Paul Boyson, cum laude. Carlos Andre Leal. Olivia Chase Marzullo. Casey Lynn Pecht. Eric Michael Rabinowitz. Derek Willingham. For the Bachelor of Arts, George J. Asusa. Shelby Wynn Bedner, cum laude. Ashley Deanne Bullard. Kelly Dallum Casey, cum laude. Gabriella Maria Conklin. Jessica M. Coronado, cum laude. Leslie Flores, cum laude. Brianna Rose Gates, magna cum laude. Katie Ann Gatto, magna cum laude. Danielle Nicole George. Cynthia Gonzalez. Jacob Witt Hensley. Guillermo Esteban Herrera Lara. Mary Phillips Hubert, cum laude. Miranda Marie Johnson, cum laude. Samuel R. Kerr. Annalise Lifesti, summa cum laude. Sarah Louise Ludi. Andrew John Lucker, magna cum laude. Zachary Majernik. Kara Mast. Jimmy McGahan. Abigail Mulebrad. Ethan Scott Mueller, magna cum laude. Kylie Murdoch, cum laude in absentia. Siobhan Aslan Margaret Patterson, magna cum laude. Jasmine Simone Perry. Rodolfo Salazar Jr., magna cum laude. Eduardo Sanchez. Megan Rachel Taylor, cum laude. Jared Thacker, summa cum laude. Anastasia Trevino, magna cum laude. Jonathan J. Tucker, summa cum laude. Raquel Evelyn Vasquez. Victor Ramon Vasquez. Michaela Caroline Wyatt. For the Bachelor of Business Administration, Caleb Alexander Campbell. Jameson Renee Davis. Marcus G. Garza, cum laude. Kendall Lynn Geyer. Nathan Alexander Josephs, cum laude. Harris Joel. Robert Dean Lee II. Nathan James Malinowski. Cody Michael Mahalik. Kara Lael Peterson, summa cum laude. Janine G. Rodriguez, cum laude. Kyle Anthony Schneider. Angelique Odessi Serato. Blandy L. Smith, magna cum laude. Julie Ann Tesh. Allison Basford Trosper. Thomas Varner. Drew Waller. Blake Westbrook. Madison Lene Wilkes, cum laude. Cameron W. Wilson. For the Bachelor of Music, Jasmine Aranda, cum laude. Taryn Lee Doherty. Matthew Taylor Hester. Joseph T. Cannell, summa cum laude. Beatrice Pelicano, cum laude. Ethan Lane Renfro. Seth Richard Shaw, cum laude. Christopher Aaron Roel Vargas, in absentia. Miranda Nicole Watson, cum laude. For the Bachelor of Science, Leah Amaro. Kaylin Barham. Tristan Prince Barrera, magna cum laude, in absentia. Noelle Elizabeth Bartine. Brian Scott Burpo, cum laude. Alex Cage. April Marlena Canales. Ariana Castorino. Emily A. Churchman, summa cum laude. Andrew R. Kobus. Molly Elizabeth Crosby, summa cum laude. Jesus Cruz. Chad Michael Curtis. Robert Emery Kuzi. Jonathan De La Cruz. Brianna Pauline Delgado. Alexandria Ryan Douglas. Megan Leanne Drown. Madison Dyer. Thomas Michael Gaither. Alma Rosa Garcia. Marquise Terrell Gates. Emma Caitlin Gresh, cum laude. Jacob Gersha. Augustine Isaiah Guerrero, cum laude. Armando Gutierrez. Jacob Andrew Gutierrez. Andrew Hamilton. Sean Allen Hamilton. Holly Ruth Hausler. Brandon Hopp. Reginald Deshawn Jackson. Joshua Jimenez. Lee Andrew Johnson, Jr. Chelsea Kemp. Kara Michelle Clarner. Colton Kubina, summa cum laude. Kristen Ashley Laird, cum laude. Amber Celine Lancaster. Haley Renee Lewis. Caitlin Kincaid Locke, cum laude. Pierce Hartman Lott. Casey Lene Maddox, in absentia. Jordan Elizabeth Martin. Marissa Danielle Marks. Kristen N. Moore. Daniel Morales, cum laude. Michelle Munt. Dylan Morrell. Ashley Nicole Myers, cum laude. Lauren Renee Myers, magna cum laude, in absentia. Romero Nava, magna cum laude. Joyce Nawarwa, summa cum laude. Nicole Marie Patterson. Zachary A. Pepin, in absentia. Robert Douglas Pitts. Bianca Ramirez. Lauren Arissa Raymond. Mercedes Jordan Resendez. Joseph Edward Rubio, summa cum laude. Sydney Abigail Sierra. Brendan Soto. Presley Stevens. Kaylin Stork, summa cum laude. Afsar Mede Sunasara, summa cum laude. Jared Theus. Jordan Tonkins. Colin Hilton Eaker. Justin Derek Valdez. Aubrey Nicole Wells, summa cum laude. Eric G. Went. Rachel Jane West. Andrew Witten. Kenneth Jackson Willoughby, cum laude. For the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Perla Ariano. Janet Anna Berryman. Megan Sue Clark, cum laude. Pamela G. Convertino. Annette Ruth Crawley, cum laude. Elise Nicole Cruz, cum laude. Connor Dunmore, cum laude. Cecilia Carmen Fussell. Amanda Nicole Galvan. Kayla Christine Gonzalez, cum laude. Sarah Gribben. Megan Roxanne Manel Harvey, in absentia. Hadassah Molina, summa cum laude. Alexis Cheyenne Nelson. Caitlin Jeanette Palmer, cum laude. Kirsten Ashley Patey. Brooke G. Perez. Maria Angelica Perez. Courtney Yvonne Prier, magna cum laude. Danielle Catherine Reed. Allison Kathleen Robles. Miranda Ray Setzer. Brooke Lee Smith. Peyton Morgan Stewart. Lindsay Marie Weaver. Jasmine Angelique Willie. And Kirsten Elena Wright. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of May 2019.
Well, that's exciting. But now it's time for you to leave. In prior years, I'd say leave us, but this year, Michelle and I are graduating with you. So I want to take a few minutes to say goodbye to the class of 2019, our final graduating class, and to TLU. After we sing the alma mater, we'll walk over to the Sagaville Plaza. It's just about a 5-minute walk from here. We can make it, and we'll ring the victory bell. That bell's been singing all week, every chime announcing a personal triumph. Think back to your matriculation ceremony on your first day. We struck a deal then. You even recited a pledge and signed your name. TLU faculty and staff promised to support and mentor you. And if you took care of your business, we would gather here 2 or 4 or 5 years later, and each of these 196 diplomas happily testify that all of us have lived up to our bargain. And that's a reason for all of us to celebrate tonight. But in fact, the class of 2019 went far beyond minimum requirements for graduation. Perhaps the most important lesson you'll take away is how far you exceeded your own expectations. You discovered what you were capable of in the classroom and lab, on stage and competition, at internships, conferences, and studying abroad in Italy or South Korea. You took your research to NASA, Notre Dame, Washington, D.C. You accepted leadership as a team captain, a peer mentor, Center for Student Leadership, or president in one of 100 plus TLU organizations. Class of 2019 also overcame a lot of challenges. Consider Harris, who played in 4 NCAA basketball tournaments. The last one was the hardest. He overcame a serious knee injury and a year of painful rehab to return for his senior season and earn all conference honors. Then, despite re-injuring the knee, he played on with as much courage as I have ever seen in sports, inspiring his teammates to another conference championship. Cynthia earned her degree while working full-time and raising a son on her own. Or Rudy enrolled in college after 30 years in the military and on his job. And Joseph, Kelly, Alma, Michaela all excelled despite being among half of our class who navigated the extra challenges that come with being the first in your family to graduate from college. By the numbers, the class of 2019 is one of the most accomplished in TLU history. 71 tonight are graduating with honors, including 7 who earned a perfect 4.0 GPA. "74 were initiated into academic honor societies. 7 are graduating with a physics major, and 4 of them are headed to graduate school in physics or engineering. Dozens are headed to graduate school or professional school, including Guillermo, who will study film production in California. See you there. Emily, who will earn a PhD in nuclear physics at North Carolina. Ethan, trumpet at Bowling Green in Ohio. Woohoo! Go Falcons. And Gabby at Luther Seminary. So when you wonder why we call TLU a liberal arts college, think of these students. 2%, that's the percentage of chemistry majors in the entire country who scored as high as Joyce in the Chemistry National Field Test. 0, that's the probable number of graduates anywhere other than our Jacob, who earned a degree in physics, along with 8 letters in 2 sports, football and track and field. Pretty unusual. 17, that's the number of conference championships won by the class, including men's and women's basketball, softball, baseball, and men's track and field this year, and 65 individual champions. 53 received their senior watches for competing all 4 years of their eligibility and graduating. 30 studied abroad. 8 is the number of college golf tournaments won by Colin. One more to go. He heads to Kentucky tomorrow for the NCAA championships. Good luck, Colin. And 6 of the class are veterans of military service to our country. I wish you would stand so we can recognize your service and congratulate you. Well done. And you made hundreds of new friends, a few of whom will remain very close to you for the rest of your lives. TLU will not easily replace your leadership. Aubrey in soccer, Joyce and Kaylee in the Center for Student Leadership, Sierra and Connor in Black and Gold, Gabby in Campus Ministry, Taryn in Bulldog Band Association, Ashley and Courtney headed to the NCAA championships themselves in track and field. Leslie, who represented you in the presidential search. Kayla in nursing, and Bryce and Jordan, who started their own organization, Men of Honor, to enhance the success of men of color at TLU. I usually finish with some cliches about taking your skills and knowledge to change in the world, how much you'll be missed. But these closing words are more personal than any of the other 20 commencements I presided over, because they are my final words as president of TLU. Like you, Michelle and I are starting a new chapter. We understand your bittersweet feelings. You are proud at what you've done here, excited but nervous about what comes next, and definitely sad to leave this place that's been so good to you. That's us too. You probably spent some time this week thinking back on great memories of your time at TLU. Here's just a few for us. The amazing welcome rally at the ASC when we first arrived. The dedications of the Weston Center and this stadium. The class ring ceremony when Michelle and I were surprised with our own rings. Our pride watching Riley last year receive the NCAA's Elite 90 Award as the top student in the Division III World Series in Appleton, Wisconsin. Watching some of our best and brightest receive their black blazers from Michelle at the BGPC induction ceremonies. Playing drums in the jazz band. Probably the last time I get to do that. Watching our dramatic media students put the new student theater to great use. We remember the first nursing pinning ceremony, the first. And our eyes are moist and lumps in our throats at every TLU choir spring tour, especially this year. And again at Baccalaureate today when they performed a peace commission in our honor. The Christmas miracle of the sale of the Whittington stock, which made the Weston Center possible. 9 front rows, where we met 7 members of the National Halls of Fame, and interviewing and hiring 39 of our faculty, 7 head coaches, and 3 vice presidents, one of whom I have proudly watched grow in leadership to be named the 16th president of TLU, Dr. Debbie Cottrell. But graduating is not exactly the same for us, of course. We envy your youth and energy, for sure. However, we do have one advantage. We're a bit more experienced at starting over. And we know that life doesn't always unfold as planned, but we can look back and see that the hard times strengthened us and made us better prepared to lead TLU. You know, this stuff's easier to write than it is to read. One of those times was just before we came to TLU. We weren't sure what we should be doing or where. And that's pretty unsettling when you're 59. That's me, not Michelle. At a particularly low point, we attended a concert and we heard a song that really lifted our spirits. It was written by a young woman named Dana Glover when she was going through her trial. It's called Start All Over Again. Don't worry, Michelle, I'm not going to sing. But the lyrics spoke to us, and I think they will to our graduates. As long as you are breathing, you can start all over again. If your heart's beating, you can start all over again. Wake up to the perfect sun. The long night is over, a new day has begun. As long as you are breathing, you can start all over again. If your heart's beating, you can start all over again. Now, you all will fail at some point in your career, unless you play it safe. And if you never risk failure, you'll never reach your full potential. The race driver Mario Andretti said it best: if everything is under control, you're not driving fast enough. We've prepared you for success, but if we haven't taught you something about overcoming failure, then we failed. You'll be tested, but you will overcome and press on. After all, you are Bulldogs. We thank God that He gave us a chance to start over at Texas Lutheran University. We proudly wear our class rings as honorary Bulldog alumni, part of the class of 2019. Now, all of us will move on, better and stronger for our time here. Next August, we'll be replaced by a new incoming class and a new president, and TLU will grow and thrive. May God be with all of us in all our lives' new chapters, the class of 2019 and Texas Lutheran University. Now let's go ring the bell.
Please join me in a prayer. God of all creation, thank you for the time we have been able to share in here at Texas Lutheran University. Thank you for the beautiful experiences and lessons learned throughout the years. Thank you for the ways we have grown that have prepared us for what is next to come. Thank you for the countless family members, friends, faculty, and staff who have walked with us along the way. Be with us as we leave the comfort of this place that has shaped us. Lead us on the journeys we will travel after we part. Give us the strength to persevere through all of life's trials and the ability to share in every joy that comes our way. Let us go from here to serve you, serve others, and be your light. Amen.
And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord's face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with favor and give you peace. Amen.